What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about the 5 best ways to save mental capital. Okay, what do I mean by mental capital? First of all, I mean in a broader sense your confidence in your abilities, right? So you have a certain amount of mental capital as a trader, and let's say you get stopped out and then you take a loss. You just cut the loss, and then let's say you get stopped out again. So your mental capital might start to drain after that, and these are some best practices to help you stay engaged and help your mental capital stay there as much as possible, right? Because it's going to happen, it's going to get drawn down. That's part of the game, but it's your job to realize it's getting drawn down and to build it back up. So first, and these are all just things that have helped me, so they may help you, they may not, but first being to block out all the noise. This is a hard thing for traders to do who get all of their trades from Discords, or people who are very active on FinTwit, reading a bunch of different Furu's tweets, as well as just people who watch CNBC all day, or Bloomberg, really any type of media outlet. That's all noise. And after studying a lot of traders, a lot of the best traders, and listening to them talk over the years, I have found that the best ones tend to block everything out and just focus solely on their own convictions and what they see with their own eyes. And I found success doing that this way as well. And sometimes you're wrong, and that's part of the game. You know, you take your lick and you move on. But for the most part, when you start to see yourself betting on something and it hitting, just doing exactly what you think it does, builds that confidence back up, right? So we got to keep the noise blocked out. Just conserve that space in our mind for our own thoughts. Next, take a break from charts. So I personally like to use Saturday, or if I'm trading Friday and I'm done early at 9, I won't look at any charts the rest of the day Friday. And I tend to do this throughout the day too. I tend to give myself a break from looking at any charts, usually 3-4 hours for a full day. And it's usually between 2 and maybe 6, and then I'll usually jump back on and see how the close was later at night at about 6. But another thing this helps with is if you're struggling, or maybe you're just drained, you're just a little bit drained out, the best thing to do is to take a break from from all the charts, and just reset. I personally like to go on little like mini vacations for like leave a Thursday and come back a Sunday or a Monday to reset. That really helps me to reset. That's kind of a strategy that I've been doing. Otherwise, even just taking a long weekend and not trading Friday, which is usually perfectly fine. Usually you're not missing out on a Friday. And you just take Friday, Saturday, don't look at any charts for 2 days, and when you come back, your eyes are going to be refreshed. You're going to see new things that you maybe have missed before. So take a break from charts. That's an important one. Next, and something I commonly see newer traders struggle with, is they look back at a trade once you exit. Now, there is a caveat here, because you do want to look back at this trade to review the trade, but you don't want to look back at the trade if you are going to get upset that you got out and then the stock continued higher, because that's not at all going to help you, and that's only going to drain your mental capital, which in this case we are trying to keep the mental capital high. So if that does drain your mental capital and you get upset, you feel emotions looking back at something, it's probably best just to avoid it, to not look back at it, so those emotions aren't brought back up. So the only time really that I'm looking back at a trade well, I look back at pretty much every trade, but I'm looking back at the trade to see if I did everything right. That's all I'm going to look back at the trade for. Did I execute this trade the best that I could have executed this trade? And if the answer is yeah, then you have nothing to be upset about. If the answer is no, then you can go back there and you can rework some stuff and fix some ideas. So next, practice getting up and walking away from the screen for 5 or 10 minutes after red trades. This is something that I had to do, and this is more of a discipline thing. This trains your body on the discipline side of things. A lot of times tilt or basically, if you don't know what tilt is, I'll have a video talking about that. But tilt is basically just becoming extremely emotional and irrational and emotionally unstable, basically. And in that state of mind, you never want to be trading. You never want to be doing anything with risk, because that's when you're going to blow up. So this is more of a discipline thing. Practice getting up and walking away from the screen. Don't look at the charts on your phone. Just go, get up, walk away, go, I don't know, walk down the street, take a deep breath, maybe take a shower, do something. I usually like to do this after, if it was two red trades. One red trade usually doesn't bother me, but if it's two, then I start to get in my own head a little bit. So that's usually when I'll walk. And some days I'll just cut it off right there. Other days I'll come back to the desk. Most days I just cut it off right there, though. Next up, avoid getting upset at getting stopped out, right? So, and instead of doing this, I would, let me fix this. I would advise you, I would tell you to tell yourself that this is something that comes with the game. This is what you signed up for. You cannot get upset at stuff like that. That is going to drain your mental capital all the way down. Anytime you're feeling emotions, you're unhappy, you're angry, emotions like that are going to start to tear on your mental capital. So we really have to try to keep those at the bare minimum. So everyone's going to get stopped out. That's part of the game. You know that now. So it's okay. Obviously, if you're getting stopped out a ton of times, make an adjustment, right? So start putting your stops in different places, maybe size down more and put your stop wider. I don't know. Do something like that. Do something different. And that is actually it. That is all from me today. So if there's any questions you guys have on this content, please just let me know in the Discord or in the comments below if I can get them enabled. So thanks again. Make sure we're liking and subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you guys.